Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Oh, fuck, I'm already hitting the goddamn mic. I swear too much on this podcast, I've been told. Welcome to the Tayler Yarish Show. I'm Tayler Yarish. This is episode 16. Is it me or now these are moving by at like a snail's pace? Before I was like, I can't believe we're already at number 10, double digits. And now I'm just like, I should do more of these or not. I don't know. But I don't know. It's hard to do a lot. You know, somebody asked me today if I could do 2 a week, and it's hard when you're just fucking talking to yourself, okay? I already feel like a goddamn maniac. And somebody did actually ask me that, my buddy Miguel, you know who you are, but it's not one of those like, you know, I've been getting a lot of requests about what my daily fucking breakfast routine is. It's not one of those things. Somebody actually asked me a question, and I'm answering it. That's like a thing I've thought about doing. I've thought about doing like a question and answer kind of thing. You know, I'll give you my thoughts on something that you're wondering what my thoughts are, but not going to do it because maybe I'm too insecure and I feel like the only people that will respond will be trolls because that's the internet. Yeah. I'm a little loose right now. I'm drinking a cup. This is a to-go cup filled with 2 different types of White Claws and Alpha Brains. So we're going to the moon here. If you don't know what Alpha Brain, dummy, it's what's called a nootropic, okay? And yet if you don't know what a nootropic is, Google it, okay? It's from the company on it, which is owned by Joe Rogan, so it must be true. It must work, right? Because he's bald and I'm bald, and that's how it works, right? Right. It's not bad, though. I've heard him mix this with whiskey. I haven't done that, but I just had White Claws at the available, so that's what we're doing. We're mixing a little bit of White Claw with Alpha Brain. It's like you're getting smarter, you're getting dumber, you're getting looser at the same time. It's not bad. It's not bad because I'm like, I need to be a little bit loose, but I'm also, I want my brain to be firing. I've been sitting in a car for the last fucking 6 hours because we were driving up from San Diego. I was visiting my brother, and I'm just, you're just sitting in a car for hours. Like your brain turns to mush, and we were alternating. Oh, listen to my podcast, and then we listen to one of her podcasts. And when I say my podcast, I mean just the podcast that I listen to. I would never listen to my own podcast while driving with my girl. That would never happen. Never happen. So yeah, it was just like, comedy shit and murder. That's what our whole 6 hours was. Lots of fun, but I'm just, I was just feeling like blah. And I feel like the last couple of weeks, I've been feeling blah. So I didn't want to come on like, hey, I'm feeling like this again. And everyone's just like, I think that's who this guy is. I think that he's just a slow, sluggish piece of shit who doesn't care about the audience that listens to his podcast. You got to come with a little bit of zip. You know what I mean? Because nobody's watching. We do this for the clips. Am I right? I'm right. So you got to come with a little bit of zip. And so that's why we have the drink of choice, because if you're not feeling it, you need a little bit of courage. I feel like I'm stalling. I don't know. This is also a late one. If you are watching the video, it's darker. We're still in California, and it's darker than usual because, the sun, and that's how it works. And this room that we're staying in, we don't turn the lights on because there's like a fucking skylight above me. That's what you can see. It looks like a rectangular halo above my head. And then there's the blinds, which I close because I just want the ring light. We need to control the environment a little bit here. So that's what we're doing. That is what we're doing. Yeah, man. We're going back to New York soon. I can't wait. Of course, when I leave, it seems like everything fucking opens up and everyone's having a great time and blowing each other over there. And then you're just like, I want to be a part of it, man. But that's, like I said, that's just you not being happy with wherever you are. You're here, you want to be there. You're there, you want to be here. And then this cycle continues. It's why we go to dinner with the people we love. We plan this for a month. We can't wait to go, and then we all go and we sit down and we pour the drinks and we get our food and then we sit on our phones. It's a sickness. It's a goddamn sickness. And we're all guilty of it. I'm guilty of it. Looking at my phone too much. Reading about things that I just don't care about. Reading about things I don't give a fuck. Oh, Kourtney Kardashian and Travis fucking what's-his-face got a tattoo, and they're at this after party, and she's showing a little bit of thought, and I'm clicking on all of it because it's mind-numbing, and it passes the time. And some would say that's an issue. I would talk to my therapist about it. If she didn't leave me, yeah, it's not her fault. It's not her fault, people. It's me. You know, she can go out, and I could find someone else. I could find another therapist, and she can go work with people who have drug addictions. It's fine. I think, are we learning that I have abandonment issues? I don't think I do. I don't think I have abandonment issues. People love to say that they have that. Like, people love to talk about the issues that they had, or like the things that they discovered about themselves that they don't like, you know? Because you're saying it, you think you're being vulnerable. You're like, yeah, I have this, and this, and like, these are my tendencies, and like, I have a habit of, and, you know, I often do this, and you think you're just being like, yeah, I'm like super self-reflective. I like totally know how to just like look inside my heart and just like rip it open and take a look in there, and I just know everything that's wrong with me. But you're fucking doing it for everybody else. You're doing it because you think then people would be like, wow, maybe I should look at myself like that. Maybe I need to take a look. I don't know. Do I have those things? I don't know. But nobody ever says, yeah, I'm fucking annoying. Nobody ever says that. People would be like, yeah, you know, I have OCD, and I have like tendency to have, you know, I have a little bit of an abandonment issue, and it's because of this, and this, all these things that happen in my life, and I have the tendency to do this, and I have the tendency to do that, and this is how it affects me, and this is how it affects people around me, and it's something I'm working on. I'm working on it constantly. I mean, you have to be like ruthlessly introspective. But it's all this hippy-dippy bullshit that doesn't really come into play when you're just talking to a normal person. Like, nobody's ever like, yeah, I'm super annoying. I don't know how to shorten a story. I often check out when other people are telling a story. I'm really loud. When I get drunk, I'm intolerable. I never pay for shit. I never offer to pay for shit. And I'm self-conscious all the time, and that's why I'm an asshole. Like, nobody ever goes that route. Nobody's ever says that shit about them. You know? They'll say some shit that you will never, you as the listener, as the other person, will never come into play. You know? Yeah, I'm OCD, and that's why I don't fucking, you know, do this and that, and I always make my bed. Or whatever it is. You know what I'm talking about. It's all self-serving. It's all a bunch of horse shit. How did I get on that? I don't know. Oh yeah, I was talking about my therapist and abandonment issues, and man, I lose track a lot, huh? We were down in San Diego visiting my brother. He's got a new house. I like San Diego. You know, there's nice weather. It's got a couple different types of neighborhoods and all this shit. We went to go see the seals. Not the Navy SEALs, the SEALs that just sit their fat ass on the beach and everyone just stares at them for an hour. And I was over it in about 30 seconds, but you know, that's what we were doing. And look at the one swim up, on the beach and then do exactly what SEALs do. And we were, you know, you're like 50 to 100 yards away. I know that's a big gap, but you're like 50 to 100 yards away, and they're just sitting there. They're so still. They look like rocks, and it's, you know, again, it's there. It's life. It's natural life in their environment, and you should appreciate it. But I've seen cooler YouTube videos. It would have been, we're not satisfied. I'm not satisfied with you showing me a seal on a beach. It's not good enough. I needed a fucking orca or whatever to storm the beach and take a chunk out of one. Then I'm like, all right, this was worth the walk. This was worth the walk up here. Otherwise, I'm looking at a living rock. Just chill out there. And I've seen, and I've also seen him before. I guess if you haven't seen him before, it's something to do. But I've seen him before. Yeah, they just park their ass all day. Seems awesome. I mean, that's. I was basically a seal all of last year. We all were because of the pandemic. I mean, that's their whole life, and they're totally fine with it. Their whole life is just sitting on their ass, hoping they don't get eaten. And that's all they know. They know that it's fun to sit... They know it's fun to sit here on this beach. Every once in a while, if I get a little hot, I'll take a dip, and then I'll come right back out because something might eat me. That's their whole life. And I kind of... I'm a little bit jealous, I guess. I'm jealous of the, we as the humans, we're aware of so much shit, so we are self-conscious and we have anxiety and all this shit. And the seal is just fucking sitting there, man. The only thing that the seal knows about is that there's something out there that's going to take a bite out of their ass. And I guess that's the trade-off. Because they don't know about COVID, they don't know about wars, they don't know about left and right and black and white, they don't know about starving kids in wherever the recent place is that they're not eating, and all they know is that is that there's shit out there that wants to eat them, and that's how they die. They don't die from old age, and they don't die on the beach. Usually they die by something quicker than them eating them. And maybe that's the trade-off. Like, do you think somebody who has severe anxiety, who's afraid of, let's just say, the world, and they're terrified of COVID, they're terrified that they're going to get hit by a truck, they're terrified that somebody's going to mug them on the street, and they just live their life in fear, do you think that they would trade that? You don't know about any of those things. You're not aware. None of those worldly concerns matter to you. You can sit on a beach all day, but something will eat you alive. I bet there's at least one person who would take that trade-off. There goes my chest gurgle. I think that would happen. I think there's one person who would take that deal to be unaware. It's like that dude in The Matrix. I forget the character's name, but he's outside of the Matrix, and he's aware of and he's like, I want to be out. I don't want to know that this exists. I don't want to know that I'm in the Matrix. Just give me a lot of money. Just let me be comfortable and let me be important, and I don't want to be aware. It's the same thing. The awareness of all the horrific shit and how the world really works, that's what gives us the anxiety. That's what gives us all the fucking problems that we have. And this dude's like, dude, just let me eat a steak and just live my life. You know what I mean? And isn't that what we all want? Don't we all just want to eat a steak and live our life? At the end of the day. So yeah, San Diego's cool. When I was down, I was thinking of, I wasn't really, I was with family and stuff. I wasn't really reading anything. I wasn't watching news, and which was kind of nice. But the only thing I did hear about, just because I saw so many fucking memes about it, and seeing like the big Navy ships made me think about it, was that giant, I don't know what, that Egyptian like oil tank or cargo ship that just got stuck in that canal. That is fucking hysterical. I mean, that is just, and it's holding up like $500 million worth of something. I mean, I don't know how it happened. I would have loved to see a video of that happening. And everybody's like doing the same meme of like the Austin Powers thing where he's trying to do like a fucking 20-point turn. And it just sucks because, shit happens. I probably would have made, I could see myself making that mistake. And we are so, as a society, I feel like we're so unforgiving to sea captains who make huge mistakes like this. Like, nobody is ever like, well, maybe they, messed up. Like, I bet you the happiest person to see this guy do what he did was the captain of that cruise ship who fucking turned over. Remember that Italian cruise ship that got turned over and capsized? And then that dude went to jail, who he might actually, I think he still is in jail because he just bounced off the ship. Like, he's got to be the happiest dude to be like, finally another captain fucked up. Finally, someone else made a huge, colossal mistake. And I don't think anybody died, but he's costing a lot of people money, which if you ask those people, they probably would be like, yeah, I wish our company didn't lose this much money and just a couple people died. I think it was more than a couple. I think it was like 30 that died. I don't know. It was a while ago. It was like 2012. Was it 2012? When did that happen? 20 Italian cruise ship crash. Google rocks, huh? Costa Concordia disaster. It was 2012. Nailed it. January 2012. Costa Concordia. Yeah, look at that fucking thing. Can you imagine being on that? I don't know how. I mean, I get like it's ignorant to be like, I don't know how they died. What? Because the whole thing didn't go under. You know what I mean? It only just kind of leaned onto its side. So why didn't they just have everybody like go to the other side of the ship? But I guess gravity, you fall out. You can't, if you don't like hold on to something. It's like that's part of the Titanic, where they're just holding on to the railing as it goes in. I guess it would be like that. I see how people would die. Wow, that was 13. Why did I think that was like 3 years ago? Huh. I mean, I knew it was around that time, just story-wise, but in my head, when I think about that, I remember my memory of that happening was like 3 years ago. But no, 2012. That was a wild fucking year, huh? That was the year, was that the year that everybody thought that shit was going to hit the fan and that the world was going to end? They had that horrible movie with, was it Russell Crowe? The 2012 movie? It wasn't Russell Crowe. It was the other guy. Was it John Cusack? It was John Cusack. Yeah, what a god-awful movie. That was like the shittier version. The 2012 movie is a shittier version of The Day After Tomorrow, which I really liked. I don't know if people think that's a good movie, but I kind of like that movie. Jake Gyllenhaal. Good actor. I served him one time in a restaurant, and he was bitching about, he was on Broadway at the time, and a guy came into the restaurant, and he was like, just table for one, but he wanted to sit in a booth. Already pissed off. I'm like, you're one person, and in this restaurant, we only had 3 booths, and, not to like, it's a stupid thing to be like, toot my own horn. We served important people, occasionally. We had to save those booths, or just for a bigger fucking party. So this rando asshole's like, yeah, I need a fucking booth. So whatever, I caved. I was a bitch. I caved. I gave him the booth. And then there's this dude 5 minutes later just walking around the restaurant. I'm like, who's this asshole? And then I turn around and I get crippled by these baby blue eyes. I don't know if they're baby blue, but, blue eyes do that to you. But they were Jake Gyllenhaal's eyes, and they do that to you as well. And I was like, holy shit, you're Jake Gyllenhaal. I didn't say that, but I said it internally. I got to keep it together. I work there. And he's like, hi, I'm just looking for a friend. Just said it like that, like, hi, Just looking for a friend. I'm like, you're just always on, aren't you? You're just always on because you're Jake fucking Gyllenhaal, you know? And then he found his friend. He sat down in the booth. And then he just started to I was just eavesdropping, you know? I'm like cleaning the table next to him, pretending that I'm not listening, but I totally am. And he just starts to unload on whoever was the director of the Broadway play that he was in because they weren't giving the right direction or whatever. But his poor friend just had to sit there and listen. And he was just like, I'm your actor, right? I'm your actor. So I'm trusting in you and you trust in me. And I was like, hey, dude, your job's not that. It's not that. I'm sure it's not that big a deal. Or maybe it is. And that's why he is who he is. And I was cleaning the table next to him, even though I went to acting school and have a 4-year degree in it. Again, my issue. Yeah. And you get, if you're a waiter in New York City, you serve a lot of famous people from time to time. If you're in a decent restaurant and you get over it. I always get, I don't really get starstruck anymore. It's kind of like, whoa, that's that person. And then it's over because they're just a person. So, they're sitting there and they didn't order anything yet. So I went up to the table. I'm like, hey man, can I get you anything? And he was like, no, just a sparkling water. He said it just like that, just looked at me and like, just a sparkling water would be great. And I was walking up to the table with like, hey man, if you're fucking sitting here, you better order something. Order something or get the fuck out. This is a business. We're here to make money. We're here to make money, okay? Mr. Day After Tomorrow, Mr. fucking Jake Gyllenhaal, buy something. So I was walking up to the table. I'm like, hey, can I get you anything? Just a sparkling water. I was like, okay, you got it. And then I left. And I got him his sparkling water. Got him a whole jar just for himself. Put it on a coaster and everything. Life is easier for beautiful people, you know what I'm saying? They know, that guy's used to getting his way. He knows how to work a person. And he was wearing a beanie that doesn't go over his ears, which normally drives me up the fucking wall. I hate that stupid hipster look of like wearing the beanie that only covers the top half of your head and doesn't touch your ears. It's like, it's not for warmth, is it? No, it's not. So, yeah, that was that story. Point is, the movie 2012 sucked. And everyone thought the year was going to suck. But it wasn't too bad. Like, the most notable thing that I can remember about 2012 was that Dictator doc that came out. Remember that? Remember Kony 2012? Do you remember Kony 2012? No one does. Nobody talks about it. That thing came and it went because the director, after it came out and the thing blew up and went viral, he was caught, he was beaten off, or he went, I don't know if he was beaten off in his car, or he was like spray painting cars or something. What happened? What did he do? Jason Russell is the guy's name. Legal issues. March 15th, 2012, at the height of... Dude, bad shit happens in March, huh? That's like when COVID started. March sucks. At the height of Kony 2012 video popularity, San Diego police... Well, that's weird. I was just in... Oh my God, it's a serendipity! San Diego police detained a naked Russell for psychiatric evaluation after he allegedly vandalized cars and made sexual gestures, beaten off, after removing his underwear during a public breakdown that was filmed and released online. He was hospitalized for several weeks, and he went through a brief reactive psychosis and acute state brought on by extreme exhaustion, stress, and dehydration as a result of the popularity of the campaign. What? That's a weird excuse. Why don't you just say brought on by extreme exhaustion, stress, and dehydration? Don't say as a result of the popularity of the campaign. I mean, it was, it went viral. Is that like, that was probably like one of the, it was a big, I remember it was a big viral thing, but like, YouTube, Kony 20. Okay, 9 years, has 103 million views. In today's standards, that's a fucking TikTok, okay? I've seen TikToks with double that, whether they're real or fake. But shit has 103 million views nowadays, especially on TikTok. I don't know how they're doing it over there, but like, that's no excuse to start ripping your clothes off and beating off. Am I right? Can you imagine? Can you imagine if every TikTok star, every time they got 100 million views on a fucking dancing video or a video of, God knows what, they started beating off in public? They'd probably be a lot more interesting, to be honest. You know? I would maybe understand, you know, if that would make me watch a video. I'd be like, yo, we got to get these numbers up. We got to watch these TikTokers, you know, beating off in downtown LA. That'd be funny. That would be funny to me. But he just couldn't handle the pressure and the attention, I guess. Dude, I should rewatch this. That was such a big deal. That was like one of the biggest, oh no, don't play. That was like one of the biggest things that people, you know, that's like, I don't know if social media is around or maybe it's early social media, but that was the thing where people could all pretend to get on board. We could all pretend like we cared so much. What? There's a dictator out there putting little boys in wars out there? Oh, we gotta get this fucker. Joseph Kony, we're coming for you because my little documentary went viral. So we're going to come to Africa and come find you. Everybody gave a shit about it. It was like, I remember like Kony 2012, that's like people were putting that as their Facebook profile picture. It was on everybody's status. Everybody cared, and now no one fucking talks about it. That dude is still out there. He's still out there. They never caught him. Joseph Kony. Joseph Kony is a Ugandan insurgent and the leader of the Lords of Resistance Army. Yeah, he ain't dead. He's out there. You all just fucking pretended to care, and then shit went by, and they're like, well, that's over there. And it was the biggest fucking story about something that's still going on, but it's not even here. Like, the way people react online about shit now is with the same, like, people, there's people out there getting pissed about shit to the level of Joseph Kony, and it's not Joseph Kony shit. You know what I mean? Like everything, every big issue now is a fucking Kony 2012. In the way that we react to it, and also the same way that in 3 weeks, nobody's going to be fucking talking about it anymore. No one's going to care. And that's just the way, you know, that's how we're living. That's how we're living, baby. And you know, Kony, he outlasted the storm. He outlasted the storm. What kind of insight did he have? You know what I mean? Because there's some people now who you know, everyone, they try to cancel them. People try to go after them and they cancel them, and they just wait it out. They just don't say anything. And then in a week, people move on. People aren't angry at them anymore because there's somebody new. Like, he was the first one. Maybe somebody whispered in his ear, and he was like, dude, this seems like legit. There's like a documentary going around about me. They might come for me. And then someone was like, dude, no. The Americans? Are you kidding me? you think they care about you? You think they're going to come down here and try to find you? You know how much shit they got going on? Psh, you're fine. You're fine. Keep building the army. Keep building it. You're going to be good. And it happened. He's only 59 years old. 59. Is the LRA Uganda? They always say like child soldiers, child wars. Like, what wars are they fighting in? I mean, it's terrible that there's, little kids out there fighting in wars, but you ever try to get a little kid to do anything? It's got to be a shitty army, right? It's got to be Is the LRA still active? 2019. LRA abductions decreased but continue to pose a threat. The LRA has been active in the northern DRC and eastern CAR for over a decade, abducting more than 7,500 Congolese and Central African civilians since 2008. Yeah, that's fucking shitty. But again, it's like try fucking getting anybody to care about this now. I should share this video. I should reshare. I'm going to reshare the Kony 2012 video and be like, hey, remember this fucker? He's still out there. Remember how you all cared? It's still on your Facebook, your statuses or whatever. I'm sure if you scrolled back on a couple of those profile pictures from however many years ago, it's there. But no, you thought because the director beat off a couple times, you were like, it's not that big of a deal. I mean, if the director's beaten off in the street, if the director of the documentary is doing that, how much should I care? If you don't care about your own cause, then I'm not gonna care. And that's how it works. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Don't listen to me. What do I know? Let's call it, everybody. That is the podcast this week. Thank you for listening. That was a fun one. Thanks for listening. Go and follow me, smash the like button, do all that fun shit that I hate telling you to do, that I'm not good at self-promotion. And you know what? If genuinely, if you find any of this interesting, if you think someone might be interested in it, just share it. Just, send it to a friend, send a clip to a friend, repost it on your story. It doesn't have to go on your feed. It doesn't have to go as a major post on your feed where it's documented forever. I understand how important that is. Some of you curate your own, so like you go to your feed on your Instagram or your timeline and it looks like a whole thing. I get it. You don't have to do that. Just in the stories. Just in the stories, so somebody else might see it. They might click on it and it gets a couple more views and then it gets promoted because the gods of Instagram do yada, yada, yada. I don't know how it works, but I know that sharing helps. Anytime one or two people share the clips or the YouTube or the podcast, the numbers go up. That's just how it works. So if you could do that, that'd be cool. If not, I'll go fuck myself and I'll see you next week, all right? Thank you so much. Peace out. Goodbye.